Hello everyone! Welcome to the next Let's Play on this channel, Spyro the Dragon on the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I am so excited to do this because this was one of my favorite PlayStation games with my limited PlayStation experience back in the day, ever. I played some Crash, I played some Final Fantasy. Why I've never played through them myself, all the way through, that's a story I'll get into later. But welcome to Spyro the Dragon from the Reignited Trilogy, 120%. Yep, you guessed it. And oh yes, I cannot wait. This was requested by my one of my great friends and subscribers. As much as it pains me to say it, I don't remember who. But I am so sorry. But this game was my favorite as a kid on the PlayStation. And there's a reason why I didn't have all that much experience. But anyway, in the world of dragons.
Okay, rolling.
It's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Ganok character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
Wow, these dragons are bullies. Why you gotta talk about Nasty Nork like that? Maybe there's a reason he did that. And why would you call somebody ugly? Anyway, here is Nestor, the first dragon we rescue.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Well, Nestor was pretty straightforward. But anyway, welcome to the artisan world, our very first world. It's pretty easy, not gonna lie, but you know what? What first world isn't? Looking at you, I want to be the guy. That's more of a fan game, but anyway. There is, I want to say 100 gems? Yes, 100 gems and 4 dragons we have to rescue in this world. There's a few. Now, big disclaimer here. The thing is about 120%ing this game, the gems will disappear on you. So, and I've experienced that through my first playthrough, my first 100% playthrough, or 120, whatever you want to call it. Goodbye. And it's good to really, like, every enemy you defeat, it's good to just stay back and see if you got the gem or not. That way, you would, if they do disappear, you're going to have to exit the world and go back into it, or vice versa with the level and all that. So, anyway, here is a level that's honestly my favorite, Dark Hollow. I love Dark Hollow. Arguably my favorite level in the game. It's beautiful. Plus, it's not really easy, but it's not challenging. Anyway. Glide. Ooh, we made it. Skill point acquired. Oh, yeah, I forgot their skill points, but I'm going to try for all the skill points. But, don't be upset if I don't do it, but we are going for 120%. This is going to be the first Let's Play, or no. This is going to be, I believe, the third Let's Play where we 100% everything. So, I do have to check my stats, though. Gotta double check that. But here's the second dragon we're gonna rescue. It's Delbin!
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing?
His
name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Well, thank you, Delvin. I appreciate that. But Spyro, when you started, you couldn't help but noticing why this nice little dragonfly is following you around. You didn't think of it, hey, what are you doing? Why are you following me? What's your deal? Come on, man. Well, sometimes Spyro can be a little clueless, but you know what? That's why. It's all a part of why we love him. So, but anyway, we're going to go into this world first once we're done here, called Stone Hill. It's basically the first portal you see, so that's what we're going to do. Anyway, here's our third dragon, and his name is Thomas.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Yeah, don't be afraid to glide. You might just fall to your death, or just, just glide and don't be afraid about falling to your death. This game can be pretty blunt, but you know what? We love this game. Anybody who played this game back in the day would know. Alright. There's 3. Got him. Alright, cool. So, but again, this is a very simple world. Has some pretty easy levels, although the boss fight can be a little aggravating if you don't know what you're doing. And I emphasis if you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, here's Town Square. Town Square is a pretty interesting level. Not my favorite by any means, but there we go. We got 66 gems, and we're almost done. Oh, see, I almost missed one. Just imagine we had 99 gems. We're like, I could have sworn I came over here and just wandered around aimlessly for a good 15 minutes, because that's what's happened to me before. And there are other ways where I can pull that off, but I'll discuss that later. I believe we got all the gems over here. Let me double check. It doesn't hurt to double check. And we're good. Let's go. So, all right. Next, we're gonna go... Oh, hello. There's some I missed on the road. Oh, and there's also... Aha! Found it. And these sheep... There are a good amount of sheep here, so if you do take some damage, it's easy to replenish your health, and I'll get into it soon. But Sparks, the dragonfly, is basically your HP, and it's color-coded to how much HP you have left. So let's rescue our next dragon, Argus.
Cool flash. Do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the dragon mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
I love how that dragon was eating a watermelon, just casually, even when, being crystallized. But, boss levels, I mean, as far as I know, boss levels don't get unlocked until you do a specific, get X amount of gems or X amount of dragons next. I want to say you gotta get 10 dragons in order to, unlock the boss level. Because when you unlock, the balloons in the next world, you actually do unlock, I believe you unlock the boss levels as well. But don't quote me on that one. So, we rescued all 4 dragons, and we got a few gems left, and I know exactly where they are. In here. Doink. And that should do it. Yep, that's all of them. And here's the balloon where you would go to... I forget what the name is called, but we'll get to it when we, 100% everything. So, that will be it for the Artisan's World. Now we're going to head on to the first level, the stone hill. We did that in pretty decent time. I want to say about 10, or not 10, about 5 to 8 minutes. Pretty easy stuff. So we're going to head to Stone Hill to start things off. And I will emphasize this a lot. It is easy to miss gems, and then you have to go back and forth, and then you have to... Especially when you defeat enemies and you don't remember to check back and get the gem. That gem disappears, and guess what? That enemy is not spawning until you re-enter the level. So... Please, I can't emphasize this enough, and especially if you're playing through this yourself, please double check. Double check. It doesn't hurt to backtrack, although it pains me to do it. I can't stand backtracking, but sometimes you have to do it in order to get everything done sometimes. But anyway, here's the first enemy that you can't charge into. Oh, you can. Never mind. Okay. But there are enemies where you cannot charge into, and enemies where you can't even fire on them. So, and it's actually pretty easy to really tell the difference between enemies you can or cannot do. So goodbye. A dragon's mightier than you. Alright. And also, these chests, although they're made out of metal or iron, whatever you want to say, I forget which one. I forget which kind of metal, you know. Regardless, these things cannot be destroyed by fire, so you're going to have to charge them and make sure you get everything. Like I've said before, it's very easy to miss gems. And I hate repeating myself, but you know what? I will when it comes to this. Next, we're going to rescue Lindar!
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
With all the watches on him, I wonder if he's like the dragon that just reminds everyone of the time. I would love that as a job. Hey, by the way, it's 10:31. Hey, by the way, it's 4:13. Hey, by the way, it's 12 o'clock. Don't forget to eat your lunch. Real quick, we're not going to go into this pathway yet because in order to get all the gems, it requires us... I'll just show you anyway. Plus, there's a dragon down here, so I'm going to get it anyway. I like to change my mind sometimes, so... Okay, so... chests like these need to... they require a key, if I can speak, to open. So, obviously, this is the last thing we're going to get. Anyway, here's the next dragon, Gavin.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
Emily would actually love that dragon, because if you noticed on his tail, there was like a coffee mug of, or like a coffee dispenser, so to speak, and he was just drinking out of the mugs. Emily, if you're watching this, you just met your favorite dragon. So, anyway, next we're gonna... Oh, I didn't even check to see if I collected all the gems in here. See? Again, it's easy to miss gems. Very easy. And knowing me, for being so oblivious to things, in games and in real life, it's bound to happen. I bet you in this playthrough, it may or may not happen in this video, but it'll eventually will later on. Nope. Okay, for that enemy, especially those little wizards with the canes, I actually recommend hitting them with fire. Because if you miss them on the charge, you're going to get whacked. So, okay, so I believe we're halfway done. Yep, halfway done in terms of gems, which is nice. But all the enemies so far are pretty easy to take down. Whew! Did you see that? Ah, he didn't know what hit him. He couldn't keep track. Alright, here we go. Doink. See, stuff like that, hiding behind those little pillars, they can be easy to miss. He's like, because you look at it, it doesn't seem like something could be behind there, but considering you want to collect everything, you're going to have to go on the outside on everything. So, there's that for you. So, like the previous dragon stated, your HP is basically color-coded from Spark. So, he has 3 colors. Gold, blue, and green. And then when Sparks isn't there, the next hit you take is, well, you lose a life. So, next we're going to rescue Gildus, our 3rd dragon.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
It's a pretty useful tip, especially for you first-time players playing this game. And there are people who have not played this game. Ha! And that's what he's just suggested. The action button, for me, is triangle. But you can actually reconfigure controls. Yeah, see? Control scheme. Yeah, see, I think you can actually... You got the retro controls, but you also got the reignited controls. But I use the reignited controls because I like how the controls are laid out in this layout. But anyway... This part, okay, if you listen very closely, you hear somebody saying, na 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 na. Those things, I absolutely despise, and there's a reason. We'll get to it in a minute. Aha! He runs away, and this is how you get a dragon egg. Dragon eggs are also things you need to collect in order to get 120%. 180. Boom! Now, this one was easy, but later on, it may seem easy to do. Whew, it's a little more difficult once you advance into other worlds and levels and such. It gets annoying and a little challenging, especially when you have obstacles blocking your way. So, there's that. A couple gems I missed. See, again, it never hurts to double check. So I'm going to double check around here one more time, and we're going to move on to the next part. I don't believe we're going to... Nope. Alright, so we collected everything. And now we're going to move on to this little castle part. Whee! These gems can be hard to miss. So, I recommend just checking every nook and cranny, like my boy Miles Edgeworth does in Investigations. And just check everything. I mean, you can't emphasize it enough, honestly. So there's that. There's a couple gems over here. You can easily forget these too, since considering there's like a wide little entranceway, especially over here. And it's easily, you can easily miss those gems. And just could say, hey, I'm just gonna go around here. And it's just over here, and you can't see them over the hill. Yeah. Pretty rough. Anyway, and these things emphasize a wall. Those little pillars. So, and they light up every time you hit it. So, if you hit it, well, that's a wall. Can't go further up. Although it would be cool, you know, it's sometimes like that. Anyways, oh, there's a chest over here that I just caught at the glimpse of my eye. For once, I wasn't oblivious to that. But, I believe we got everything up here. Again. Doesn't hurt to double check. Double check over here. Just in case. I believe we didn't miss anything, though. And you may think you didn't miss anything, but in actuality, you did. So, okay, seems like we didn't miss a whole lot. No, so far so good. My track record seems spotless right now. Oh, all right, time to go down. And I believe we went through all. Nope, there's stuff over here. Ta-da! 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 Yeah, get out of here, boy. Alright, so here's our last dragon. Let me just get all these gems first before I forget. Run off. We are rescuing Astor!
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya!
See ya! Spyro just shut him down quick. So we got all the dragons. We got the egg. Sometimes there's one egg. Sometimes there's two. I believe there's 3 in one level, but I'm not too sure. But this part you can easily miss. Considering, oh look, it's the welcome home. It's the last dragon. I don't need to check anywhere else. So, usually one would backtrack, but it's very easy to miss this area. Not gonna lie, I missed this area on my first playthrough. And there's the key that we'll get our final 10 gems from. I believe so. If we don't, oh well, it's gonna be one interesting end of this video. So the thing is, each level's not too long. It's not too short. That's what I like about this game. Alright, so we're gonna unlock. There you go. There's the key. Ta-da! And that is a 100% done this level. Ta-da! And there you have it. That is the Stone Hill level. Pretty easy, but again, very easy to overlook a couple things. Especially when you're trying to 120% this thing. So, we are going to skedaddle on out of here. And that will be it for this video. So, yeah, not a bad start, to be honest. I mean, there's nothing stressful. I mean, it's the first world. There's nothing... Honestly, in the first world, there's nothing going to be too difficult or too overwhelming until maybe about the boss level. But, again, it's a decent level. It's a nice, pretty design. But there you go, 100% on the Artisan's World and Stone Hill level. So, anyway, before I end this off, story time with Styles. Why was I never able to play this game way back in the day all the way through? I had all the Nintendo consoles. I had the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube, all that stuff. My brothers had the PlayStations. The PlayStation 1s, the PlayStation 2s, all that stuff. And they, for whatever reason, I wonder if it was just like because they were in high school and they didn't like their stuff being touched. That was basically what it was. They just didn't like their stuff being touched by their little brother. And being the youngest of 3, yeah. It was tough to try and play this game without them knowing. There were plenty of times where I played this game without them knowing. And if they're watching this, you're darn right I did. And I took good care of your stuff. So, ha! But, like Final Fantasy, all those games they had, even Kingdom Hearts, I was never able to play for myself. Because they didn't want their stuff being touched. So, although sometimes really you could have asked, but, let's be honest. The older brothers, they don't like sharing their stuff. Now they do once you get older, but anyway, that'll end it off. That's the story for today. That's why I didn't play all that many PlayStation games, including Final Fantasy VII. I've never beaten it for myself, but that's going to change. But anyway, again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next level where we tackle my favorite level, which is over there. All right, y'all. Have a good one, and stay safe. Laters.